Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. Welcome to r/today I effed up NSFW edition. Please be warned that I won't be censoring these videos, so if this isn't your sort of thing, then feel free to go and watch one of my other videos. But with that said, let's get straight into it, and our first post was submitted by user/merc35802. As a preface to this fuck up, I'm committing one of the greatest societal taboos and revealing a secret that hereto has been zealously guarded throughout the ages. It is a correlate to childbirth in that just as a postmenopausal woman wouldn't dare to tell an expectant mother how truly agonizing childbirth is, no man in his 50s would traumatize a man in his youthful prime with fears of the anatomical horror that is to come. But times have changed and new technology places men in grave danger, so now you must know of this biological atrocity, in order that you might avoid my disastrous fuck-up. Sometime around midlife, men's hair follicles undergo a revolting mutation. While hair atop one's head thins and drops, new hair grows in places you never imagined. Bristle-stiff tufts sprout outside and inside of ears and up nostrils. Eyebrows become bushy, unruly, and coarse. Pubic hair turns grey and scraggly. I shit you not. All these hairs grow alarmingly fast and require constant attention, lest you become that guy with a bunny paw sticking out of his ear. This eradication is a battle men wage stoically and silently throughout the second half of their lives. And as with any battle, there are casualties. Now, onto my F-up. I found a great nose hair trimmer in the as advertised on TV aisle at CVS. It looks like and operates like a miniature hedge trimmer. It's virtually impossible to cut yourself, but mows down the hair. Yesterday, I was trimming ear, nose, and eyebrow hairs after a shower. I was so happy with the results that I decided to try it on my pubes too. It worked great. Soon, I had gone a bit overboard and pretty much shaved my balls and the base of the shaft of the skin. I liked the new look, but my bushy taint was a testicular neckbeard that had to go. I positioned a makeup mirror on the bathroom floor and laid down, spread eagle, knees up, so I could see and trim everything well. Where once just a few wispy hairs prevailed, unbeknownst to me, a virtual forest had arisen. Worst of all, my butthole was sporting Borat mustache arse brows. Trusty new nose hair trimmer in hand, I prepared for battle. The arse brows had to go first. I began on the left and quickly decimated the bunghole caterpillar. I moved decisively to the right, prepared to take down arse brow 2 with one swift stroke close to the skin. However, this was not to be. Instead, my arse hairs wrapped around the trimmer blade like Rapunzel using a superheated curling iron, pulling the device tight against my skin and jamming the blade. The hairs were being ripped from my flesh and the pain was excruciating. No matter how I tried, I couldn't remove the trimmer. Wiggling, it tugged the hairs more. Restarting it was a double down that I lost. The hairs were wound even tighter against the blade. I frog walked naked to my bathroom, one hand holding the trimmer tied between my butt cheeks, and searched for my cuticle scissors. No luck. I did, however, find a carpet knife. Unbearable pain breeds desperation. Back on the bathroom floor, I tried in vain to cut myself free, nicking the tenderest of flesh twice and drawing the first blood of battle. I was making little progress, and it was time to make the ultimate sacrifice. After a suitable prayer, I gripped tight on the trimmer and committed reverse harakiri. Brazilian wax style, ripping off the trimmer blade along with its arse brow net trap. Blinding pain left me curled fetal, hyperventilating, while blood slowly trickled down my arse crack. And may I add, at least the arse brow is gone. The goal was achieved. I decided to share my today I effed up and expose life's cruel secret in the best interest of mankind, that others may avoid falling prey to the technological wonders of, as seen on TV, hair removal tools. Young men of Reddit, I beg of you to heed my warning, to not go gentle into that good night. Rage against the dying of the light. Look, this story is amazing and the writing style makes it so much better, but the real question is, will this trimmer go back into OP's nose after he's finished with his butthole? Our next post is by user/Cactus Eater. Last night, I was in the shower, shaving as usual, and I decided to try coconut oil as a moisturizer after shaving my bikini line and private parts. My skin is extremely sensitive and shaving it makes it worse, so I'm constantly trying new ways to stop the irritation. I had the great idea of trying out coconut oil as a moisturizer. I had bought some that day and it seemed to work fine. I leave the shower and go to bed with my husband. As we lay in bed, one thing leads to another and we end up having sex. Everything is great and I feel nice and moisturized until my husband starts complaining about his penis burning. He starts freaking out and the skin on his penis got bright red. He freaks out and goes to the shower to rinse his penis with cold water. The pain just got worse for him, and I quickly drove him to the hospital. He was practically crying in pain. He had developed small red blisters all over his penis and the skin around it. We were both freaking out and I explained to the doctors everything that had happened. Well, it turns out my husband is allergic to coconuts and had a severe skin reaction to the coconut oil I used as a moisturizer. He's now in bed resting with a sore penis and a severe coconut phobia. So if anyone has any tips for a new moisturizer, let me know. But hey, on the bright side, your husband is allergic to coconuts, not having sex, so I guess everything's okay. And one thing led to another, and I came across this post. Today I fucked up by coming into a coconut. And this actually became fuck up of the year somewhere around 2 years ago. Oh yes, and the name of this poster is very suiting, user/coconut throwaway 69. Anyway, around 8 years back, I lived in northern Mozambique, a coastal southern African country with quite a warm climate. My mother at the time was going through a health nut phase and only buying foods she deemed healthy enough. One of these was coconuts. She would buy several coconuts a week to use in food from the local market. Anyway, being a horny teenager, I fapped in regular intervals. Unfortunately, there were some severely stressful examinations coming up for me, and as such, my fapping reached a higher peak than usual, and I was feeling pretty sexually frustrated. One day, I hear that my mother is going to be out for pretty much the entire afternoon. Horny me decides that it would be a fantastic idea to fuck a coconut. Honestly, to this day, I can't fathom why I thought that would be a good idea. But my train of thought back then was clearly somewhat clogged. I end up grabbing the coconut drill and through 20-ish minutes of concentrated effort end up creating a hole large enough for me to stick my porker into. I decide it requires some lube and grab the nearest slippery thing, some butter, before shoving it into the coconut, followed shortly by my meat. I fuck the coconut and it actually feels pretty damn good, so I blow my load, shove the coconut under my bed and continue about my day. For the next week, the coconut is my savior. Whenever I want to get off, I simply take it out and fuck it in its delightfully tight hole. Made better each time by accumulating volumes of my semen and butter acting as a lubricant. Now, before I continue, I'd best mention that at the time our area was experiencing quite humid, muggy weather, which exacerbated an already existing fly problem. Disgustingly fat, bloated flies were commonly found around our house, and the exterminators couldn't really do anything because it was a localized area problem that would go away in the winter. About a week and a bit after the initial coconut fuck, I had been using it pretty much every day since then. I began to notice a few more flies than usual, as well as an odd, unpleasant smell about my room. Must be the coconut, right? So I decide that I'll fuck it once more before I throw it out and get a new one. The worst mistake I have ever made. You see, the reason for the increased number of flies was that the coconut was evidently, in hindsight, a nearly perfect place to lay eggs. As I penetrate the coconut one last time, I begin to feel a strange wriggling sensation. Puzzled, I pull my cock out to discover that it's covered in rotted and moldy butter and semen and teeming with tiny fucking maggots. They were wriggling all over my dickhead, and some were even trying to force the way up into my urethra. I screamed and threw the coconut against the wall, which made the situation worse by spilling the contents. Hours of vigorous cock scrubbing, vomiting, and cleaning the remnants were spent reflecting on what the fuck I was doing with my life. Never again. Honestly, I think this man broke the internet, and I sort of regret reading this story. I'm sorry if you watched this and had to go through that. But with that said, that is it from me for today. And if you did enjoy it, then make sure to tell me down below if you would like more NSFW videos. But apart from that, I do upload every second day, so make sure to stick around for that. But with that said, that is it from me. I hope you all enjoyed, and all I want to do is see you all here next time. See you later, guys.